The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Jam at Home. Yes, I'm here with my fellow TNC hosts, and we are actually celebrating our second anniversary on stream, on air, and I would like to welcome everybody to the show. And please make sure that you don't go out anymore. Get your drinks, grab your stuff, and just stay with us because tonight we're going to talk about a lot of different stuff that would actually cater to hopefully everybody really, because what we want to aim here is for us to really just have fun and enjoy the evening. No, it's raining here in Malolos, Bulacan as of this moment, and kahit umuulan, hindi tayo titigil, tayo ay magtutuloy-tuloy. Again, we are celebrating the second anniversary of the new channel, and together with me tonight to celebrate Jam at Home is we got Erwin, Win Within, we got Erwin M, and we got King Gonzalez of Realty Realities. Tama ba yung sinabi ko na yun? So, guys, please join me here on stream and magkwentuhan na tayo. Let's start this. Let's kick this off, guys. All right, there you
All
go.
right.
Win Within, Realty Realities, and of course, the man himself, Erwin M. Guys, kamusta ba kayo tonight?
Good evening.
Good evening, good evening. Yo.
Good evening.
Maganda pa kayo sa gabi.
And of course, no, happy anniversary to TNC. Yan. 2
Happy
years.
anniversary. Second.
Oh yes,
Second.
congratulations Sir Erwin, Ma'am Apple, Chino. Alam ko, Chino, at ano ka rin, 2 years ka rin no? Same
Yes,
with, ano,
sir. That's why
Same
we're
with-
repping it.
Going for
Tama,
three.
tama.
Going for three.
Oh yeah.
Going for three.
Yeah,
And not just for
yeah.
three, going for three and more. Diba?
And
Three
more.
and more. Hindi
Yes.
tayo titigil. I know that hindi
Tama.
tayo titigil. So, a big shout out to Apple. Of course, Erwin M is here
Yep.
with us tonight. And to the rest of the crew, the behind the scenes of the new channel. Because without any of you guys, this show right now, us celebrating our second anniversary, it's not gonna happen. Right, guys? So, I
Tama.
know,
Mga
and I'm
directs,
sure you agree with me on that one.
Agree.
Right.
But
Yun.
to intro everything up. Since kayo ang host, content creators ng TNC, can you share with us, the viewers, what are your experience being the host of TNC? Okay, let's start with Chino.
Uy, ako yata ang oldest dito. 10-year wise, ha? 10-year wise, ha? So, before RR, before WW, actually, after shift started. Actually, this was way back to the viewers out there who's not familiar with After Shift. So, this was actually a podcast that I created with Trisha, Owel, and June. And shout out to them, by the way. Way back 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And literally, the idea is for us to talk about stuff after shift, literally after our work. And I remember we even started going to a certain coffee shop every Saturday morning para walang tao, tahimik. And the idea is to just really talk about love, work, relationships, and all that. Because that's what a lot of people, especially yung mga millennials natin, yung mga Gen Z natin, they love to talk about that. So every week, meron kaming episode, and good thing that Apple and Erwin was able to work with me on After Shift, and we incorporated After Shift dito naman sa the new channel. So with the 2 years that has happened, past 2 years, Nothing but nothing but love, nothing but building of network of relationships with you guys, of course, and with the rest of my fellow co-hosts here on the new channel. And syempre, moreover, it's really about being able to inspire and motivate. Yun yung para sa akin yung parang pinaka essence ng pagsali ko dito sa the new channel eh. Ang lumawak yung platform, no? Yung reach in terms of being able to inspire and motivate and entertain, of course, in that
Sorry,
sense. So, thankful ako.
sorry Chino, masingit ko lang.
Go lang, sir.
Meron ka kasing banat na nothing but love eh. Meron ba namang pagmamahalan sa inyo dito sa new channel or
Yung love na yan, love.
I don't know you that well yet, pero wala naman, ano? Wala naman.
Wala pare.
Pagmamahal sa TNC.
Yung love na sinasabi mo, ano yun?
Pero di ba kinikwento nga niya, no, ni App, di ba meron yung mga nagkaroon ng proposals, di ba, dito?
Any Pino, any unforgettable,
right.
any unforgettable episode na memorable sa inyo ni Trisha dun sa
Siguro
after.
if there's an unforgettable episode, yeah, if may unforgettable episode ako, that would be episode number 2. Because episode number 2, that is a Friday, and normally we celebrate Fridays, or every Friday episode namin, we call it Friday Booze Night. And syempre, pag booze night, merong konting drinks, may wine, may beer, and whatnot. And I remember my co-host, si Trisha, medyo naparami yung pare on screen, on air. And it na has come to a point wherein she was now misreading already yung mga lines niya, yung script, and I had to really medyo saluhin siya ng konti, no, because I was like chatting her, Trish, you're drunk. And siya naman tawa lang siya ng tao on air. And
natatandaan ko, Chino.
That's really crazy.
Tawa si Trisha ng time na yun.
Tapos masingit ko lang din, no, during that same episode, si Mark Marasigan, DJ Mark, who's also an attorney, by the way, was our guest during that night. And I think kahit paano si DJ Mark medyo naging tipsy din during that time because Trisha was really initiating tequila shots during the show. Amazing. So, unforgettable yan para sa akin. Amazing.
Ikaw naman, Coach Erwin.
Live na live no? Live, getting tipsy live.
Yes, sir.
Ikaw naman, Coach Erwin, what's your experience?
Ako, experience ko sa, of course, sa TNC. Ako, kumbaga, it's my second family, syempre, online yan. And I gained you as my friends. Sabi nga ni Chino, gained network, inspired a lot of people. And it's also kumbaga, kung meron, di ba tinatawag tayo side hustle, ito naman parang yung side project ko na wherein I also get to help or kumbaga inspire people kasi partly ng show ko not only showing guests that have made mental resiliency or gained confidence of themselves, that's why mas umokay yung business nila or mas naging okay yung trabaho nila, napakita ko rin on other people on how I do my coaching. So yon. So sabi ko nga, I didn't only gain network within the channel but also to others. So because of that, meron tayong mga kahit papano, mga inquiries, and at the same time, meron tayong mga naging coach rin because of them watching only me in TNC. Nice. So yun, in fact, yung mga yung mga iba doon is mga students. So now I'm doing talks dun sa schools nila. So yung mga ganon. So, and I'm happy dahil sabi ko, I always tell this that I've after my retirement, I'm already into professional coaching and consultancy, and sabi ko I'm done already building great brands. It's now time for me to build great people. So yun. So yun naman.
Here, no?
Nice.
That you have other inquiries through TNC, no? So, ikaw naman, King, Mr. Reality. What's your how's your experience?
Yan. Unang-una, galing kasi na-pronounce nyo ng tama. Kasi ako mismo na host. Nagkakamali ako doon sa realities. So tama yan, Chino. Tama, Erwin. How you pronounced it. Ako, well, I'm not ready for this sort of questions because I thought this was just going to be drinks and talking about sports. Pero now that you guys have brought it out, para sa akin, I've been grateful, no, for the opportunity to host something of realities and also to talk about anything under the sun about real estate. Pero ang pinaka trip ko, yung it's also an avenue for me to vent out. To vent out the frustrations of real estate brokers alike. Kasi meron kami mga ethics that are not really practiced in the real world. Diba? So, like this season, I started off with a list of 10 things that real estate broker should be doing. And then in passing, syempre, nababanggit ko na rin na yung bawal yung nakawan ng kliyente, or minsan meron na rin mga parinig dun sa mga property owners na di ko alam kung pwedeng sabihin on air eh. Baka mawalan ako ng kliyente. Pero thankfully, hindi silang kliyente ko. Thankfully, naririnig ko lang sa mga kwento ng mga co-brokers ko. Difficult with na property owners or minsan mga nanlalamang, diba, in terms of
mga ganon.
In things like that. So, sabi ko nga, it's good that I have also one episode that talks about ethics. Because sometimes people just don't know about it. Diba? Hindi naman tayo lahat management based, hindi naman lahat tayo business school. Right. So we have different courses, and that business ethics might not have been taught in people that we deal with. So yeah, watch out for episode on business ethics, the real estate.
Yan.
Yun, sir. Sir Erwin.
Ganda ng mga experience nyo, no? So let's wag na tayo maging serious. Let's go to the
cheers na tayo.
Cheers na tayo. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yun.
Dapat pala
Pag-usapan natin siguro yung mga mahilig natin. Guma kayo sa basketball, di ba?
Oo.
Pwede.
Pwede.
Usapan natin siguro una NBA. Kasi yun ang ngayon, uso ngayon eh. Nasa conference finals na tayo eh. Anong team nyo? Sinong kakaano nyo dyan sa NBA? Who are you looking
if I may
for?
start. If I may start. And I think nag-practice na tayo nung dinner eh. Pero kidding aside, gusto ko muna, before we start with this particular topic, I want to greet King, Rockstar, pare, for 2022. Ay, actually, 2021 ba? I'm not sure either of you. Pero, Rockstar, pare, I see it, and congratulations.
Congratulations. Kaya Chino, bumalik na kayo. Balik na.
Hindi, bukod sa pagbalik, ibabalik ko sa inyo kasi kayo yung naging inspirasyon namin. Ako, generally, 1 year pa lang ako, pero I've checked you out. I've checked your past episodes so that we would know how to present ourselves in our own shows. At kayo yung nag-umpisa nun. So, thank you guys.
Okay. Balik tayo sa NBA.
All right.
Kaya Yan. Sinong
Yun lang din,
team
binati ko
nyo?
lang. Kasi rockstar nga pala si King eh. Anyway,
Oh.
simulan ko na to, no? You know, my original team, and they're on the East Coast, wala eh, Brooklyn Nets eh. Siyempre, Durant fan tayo. Pero on the
Durant,
West Coast, hindi naman natinag yung aking Golden State. Ever since Golden State, you know, the tandem of Curry, Klay Thompson, and of course, yung trio pala, not tandem, but trio of Draymond Green. Solid pa rin up until now eh. Look how easy they demolished Dallas Mavericks. So,
Dallas.
yeah, ngayon for this particular year, ang team ko talaga na your root of course is Golden State for the finals, and they're already there.
King, ikaw, sinong team mo sa NBA? Do you have a team na nasa
Ako,
sa finals?
alam niyo naman sa mga post ko pang SEA Games lang ako kaya
Tatanungin kita mamaya dyan, bro, ha?
Oo.
ano ako, I vie for the Philippine Gilas women's team. Ayan.
Okay.
Gold
Ipapasa ko na muna kay Erwin. Ipapasa ko. Mamaya sasabihin ko sa inyo kung bakit.
Mamaya. Sige. Tukayo,
Okay.
ikaw, team mo.
Ako. Well, ako rin naman kasi yung kumbaga the team that I root is wala rin ngayon eh. Hindi rin umabot sa finals. Pero with the Western Conference, ako GSW since they're waiting already, and at the same time, yung championship experience ando doon na sa kanila. So it's with them.
Yes.
The players right now compared last year, they're more bonded the way I see the way they play right now. So kumbaga from the different players that they had for the past 2 years, so parang ito na yung more gelled GSW after having different star players. So I think so they have the deeper bench right now. And sa kabila naman, if you will ask me sa East, well, both teams have already kumbaga have championship experience with Boston and Miami. I think it's with the coach this time. So mas may edge si Miami. So but yun, if Miami and Boston and GSW will be parang be the one who's gonna fight it out in the championship. Medyo mahirap. Pareho mahirap pareho magaling. Pero syempre GSW pa rin, parang gano'n. At the end. So medyo analyze ko lang pareho. Pero
Ako naman since 2003 Miami Heat na ako nung pumasok si Dwayne Wade sa Miami. Yun. And I'm still a Miami Heat fan. Kakapanalo nga lang nila kasi kanina sa Game 6. Pero hirap na hirap sila dun sa Boston.
Yes. Agree.
Kasi I think Boston have already a solution dun sa defense plan ng Miami Heat. Kasi I've been checking their plays eh. You always have a perimeter shooter nakaabang dun sa dun sa play nila. So mukhang medyo dehado tong Miami ko. Pero the key factor sa akin key factor ng Miami para manalo sila sa Game 7, consistency. They haven't been consistent on shooting. They are below 35% field goal or sa mga 3-point shooters nila. They have that delikado. So kahit na sila si defense, no? Pero kapag offense naman nila napakababa. They will be in the losing end.
Matanong ko nga,
Actually,
ilan ba sa starting
my take on
five
the Miami. My
sorry.
take on the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Go Chino. Go.
Sorry, go ahead, bro. Sorry, go ahead.
No, ilan ba sa first five of Miami are playing right now or are in the injured list?
All of them are playing. Um, Sky Lowry has been activated nung itong conference finals.
Conference.
Okay.
But the Duncan Robinson has been inconsistent. So nawala siya dun sa starting five. Max
Mm.
Strus has been replaced. Siya
Si
yung
Strauss,
replacement.
yeah.
Um, mas marami pang points si Strus. Pero undrafted yun. Undrafted player siya ng Miami Heat. Pero mas marami pa siyang points kasi kay Duncan Robinson.
Talaga.
So, very interesting tong game 7. Parang patayan na tong game 7 nila.
Oh.
All out yan, all out for
Yeah.
sure.
pero if if I would analyze sino yung magiging talagang match up for Golden State, it would be Boston. It would be Boston.
Oh.
The first kasi you have efficient player with Jason Tatum and
Tatum.
Brown.
Jalen Brown.
Brown.
And then you have the defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart. You have a perimeter center with Al Horford. Tapos meron din silang shooters like who is this? Forgot his name. The white guy.
Pritchard.
Pritchard. Yeah, Pritchard. And then they have a shot blocker, Robert Williams. So,
Akala ko sasabihin mo, Erwin, dahil kawawa naman sila dahil every year na lang sumusubok sila pero hindi sila umaabot.
pero I think Boston has the higher edge on this Pero syempre, I'm still rooting for Miami. But looking at the depth of the roster, mukhang si Boston ang may chance na
Mas may match.
Mas may match with GSW.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yun. Ikaw, Chino, what do you think?
Ako, my take is just simple, especially with the Miami Heat. Pare, ang key dito si Butler. Consistency ni Butler. Guys, if you've noticed Butler during the times that they were winning versus the times that they were losing in this series alone, Butler was really the X factor, I would say. I mean, everybody knows that Butler is really the main guy of the team, aside from Adebayo. But if Butler is off, believe me when I say, kahit may Oladipo ka dyan, kahit na meron kang Kyle Lowry, even kahit meron kang Bam Adebayo dyan, if Butler is off, Miami is out for sure.
Like, tama ka dyan, Chino. If Miami goes to the conference, if it goes to the finals, it would be like Dallas versus
Luka.
di ba? GSW
Exactly.
all over again.
Mhm.
Kasi di ba Luka has been the key factor. And if he's off, wala na, talo talaga.
Wala na. Mhm. Remember the bubble year wherein
Yes.
Miami and the Lakers fought during the finals. Sino yung pagod doon? Butler. Because Butler was doing it alone, for the Miami Heat. Again, Adebayo was there. And between Miami and Boston, si Boston kasi has always been, sabi nga ni King, laging laging trying to reach the finals, pero is always being cut by LeBron James or last year by KD, diba? I mean, laging merong hurdle or obstacle si Boston, and this is the only time that the Boston Celtics was able to break out of that. But in terms of fighting naman Golden State, kasi the reason as to why I'm a Golden State fan in terms of not just in terms of this year, no, pero in general, ever since nabuo yung Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green na yan, it's because of the consistency, cohesiveness, and yung composure ba. I mean, they've all been together for the longest time, win or lose, they've been there. And grabe nga yung nasa news ngayon, 'di ba? 6, ano ba yung sinasabi about Golden State? 6 out of 8 in 6 years or in 8 years, 6 times they were already going into the finals. They're always in the finals. So
Yeah.
that And this is either Durant is there or he's not there. Alam mo yun? Post Durant or pre Durant, yung Golden State nandyan na eh. So in
Mhm.
terms of the experience factor, grabe yung edge ni Golden State. But then again, like what Erwin M said, no, Boston, if Boston gets it in the East, GS will also have a pretty tough time with the Boston
It,
Celtics because of the defense that they bring to the table. Remember guys, walang Wiseman. Si
Yeah.
Wiseman, yung big man ng Golden State, wala pa rin yun until now. Kevon Looney is playing good. Jordan Poole has been consistent all year long. But then again, and small ball, if you notice, small ball pa rin ng GDS up until now.
mm,
8 years na yan, yung team na yan. Small ball pa rin sila. But then again, iba yung pedigree ng Boston Celtics if Boston Celtics ang papasok. Pero I feel bad for the Heat because, syempre, walang tulong yung Butler talaga eh. Kay Butler ang susi eh. Kaya nakakaawa if in case sila yung papasok. Baka
Mhm.
Luka Doncic lang ang and Dallas Mavericks
no.
lang ang Miami Heat. So, that's my take.
Tama nun, Chino. At saka for yung X factor na nakikita ko for Golden State is Kevon Looney. Because he has been a rebound king for the last few games na nanalo
Yes.
sila doon sa mga rebounds niya eh. Like 20 rebounds per game. So, lupit.
Tama.
So, lupit talaga siya.
Ano height nun
Oo.
ni Looney?
6'9".
Eh,
He's 6'9".
Yeah,
Ah,
6'9",
wala
6'10".
akong
Parang
yun.
ganun. King.
Ewan, lakas box
wala.
out eh. Lupit din eh.
Yung body niya grabe yung box out
maano eh.
ni
Box
Looney.
out.
And,
Klase mag-box out eh.
he's learned his role eh. He's over the course of the years na he's been backup center, sometimes starting center. He has already learned his role eh. Alam niya na wala si Wiseman. He has realized that and recognized that. That's why he's stepping up for Golden State. So
He's,
yung Steph Curry, yung Draymond Green, and yung Klay Thompson, ano na yan, staples na yan eh. We know what they do. That they're always gonna be there and they're always gonna be doing their thing. But yun nga, yung mga ibang players like Jordan Poole and Kevon Looney. I feel bad for Gary Payton II though. Gary Payton Jr. You guys heard about his injury way back Memphis series? That was really bad.
Yeah. That's really bad. So
How
So
bad?
I feel bad for him because he's a defensive player.
One season off?
No. It was during the Memphis series. I believe it was early in the game, around 9 minutes, 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Draymond threw a lob pass, a very wide pass. He got it, and once he left the air, or went up rather, Dylan Brooks parang fouled him, and sadly, yung kanyang left, I think it was his left elbow,
yeah.
got
Elbow.
slammed on the floor, and it was fractured. And after that, out of the season na si Gary Payton II. Why do I say that he's a factor also? Very good defender, very good rebounder. I mean, he's like a mini Draymond Green, if I may say, because he checks on the best players or best player of the other team, the opposing
of
team.
the other team.
So,
Correct.
hinayang ako kay Gary Payton II. May promise yung bata eh. So, that's why I feel bad for him na he's not able to play up until this point because of that injury.
Sorry, magka-champion naman eh.
He still has the ring. He will still get the ring if still ha? Okay.
So I guess he needs to heal para next year mas okay.
Oh.
Pero it's the first time, guys, na nagkaroon ng conference MVP.
Okay. Yes.
Stephen Curry has the Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
Sorry,
So,
you mean the Western. The Magic Johnson Western
Yeah.
Conference Finals MVP. Medyo mahaba eh.
Alright.
And then on the East, sa East naman, you got the Larry Bird Eastern
Larry Bird.
Conference Finals MVP. Yes.
MVP.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Yun.
That's right.
For East, sino ba? Sino yung MVP? Wala pa.
Well,
None pa.
wala pa pero
Because
mga
waiting pa
candidates
for the
Tatum,
conference final.
Butler, I guess.
Butler.
Siguro,
Tatum and Butler na lang yun eh.
yes.
Wala lang.
Waiting for it to end. And it's gonna end tomorrow.
Whoever.
Okay.
Tatum Butler.
Between Butler
Tama.
and Tatum na lang yan eh. So,
Tatum Butler. Tama.
whoever wins it. Yeah.
Oh.
I
Pero,
overheard
guys,
nga over
maiba lang
lunch.
ako ah.
Yes.
Maiba lang ako ah. Speaking of basketball and championships, no, gusto ko lang itap yung knowledge ni King about the Gilas women's basketball team. Kasi gold yan, champion yan eh. Natong huling SEA Games eh. And mamaya, also, we're gonna talk about the Gilas Pilipinas team. Let's talk about Kai Soto and his potential promise in the NBA, which we all are
Excited.
dreaming of, right?
Really
So, King,
Oh.
can you enlighten us, pare? What made you root for our? Obviously, we're all rooting for Gilas Pilipinas, regardless kung women's basketball team or men's basketball team. Pero, pare, what's up with the women's basketball team that is making you cheer for them, aside from winning gold this SEA Games?
Well, ano nga yun eh, surprisingly, winning gold, medyo meron ng backseat. Talo pa on the last game to Malaysia. Well, probably because they were tired because amateur games are different. It's played every day, right? And then yung meron lang silang isang break before the last game. And thankfully, even if they lost that game to Malaysia, they still had a higher quotient or the number of wins. Ako I just caught a couple of games watching the Gilas women's. Ang ganda lang ng rotation eh. So sabi ko nga dun sa post ko, walang angat na isang player na kagaya ng sinasabi natin, like Butler yan, Tatum yan. Sa kanila, hindi mo nga ma-memorize yung mga pangalan eh. Hindi mo nga alam kung sino yung sumut. Pero alam mo na maganda yung passing bago na shoot yung ball.
Right.
So may maganda yung ball rotation ng
Parang
Di ba
it's
Greg
like,
Popovich ang coach nila?
Exactly. I was about to say Spurs basketball.
Well, I don't know the background of Coach Pat Aquino. I think ano ba yan? NU Lady Bulldogs na
I believe so.
Kasi yun ang
Tama kaya na.
multi winning na collegiate basketball. So
right.
I guess I'm really not a basketball pro, but I guess it's a Greg Popovich what you guys are saying na style of basketball,
style of coaching.
Oh yeah, style of coaching and style of playing basketball. So yun.
Yeah.
Na surpass pa yung favorite natin na Gilas Mids.
Okay, I was about to get to that. Since we're talking about the Gilas basketball team, let's go to the men's side. Because we got so many popular names. Again, and magagaling tong mga to, right? Obviously, you got the Kraken, Junmar Fajardo, and Kiefer Ravena. They've always been, part of the Gilas Pilipinas pool for the longest time, right? And then, sinamahan mo pa ng 3rd Ravena, right? Who's a decorated Atenean, right? Champion 4 times, if I'm not mistaken, straight yan. And then, you got the usual suspects. Pogoy, Matthew Wright, the ones that we always see in a normal or typical FIBA Gilas game, right? So, guys, tanungin ko kayo, the three of you, we've been dominating for the longest time in the SEA Games basketball scene, right? And obviously we lost, right, during the gold medal match, 85-81 against Indonesia. So my question to the three of you. Oh, by the way, let me also put there na si Coach Chot Reyes nga pala ang coach ngayon, no? And it wasn't Tab Baldwin. So to the three of you, my question is, what do you think went wrong? What happened to our Gilas men's basketball teams? Erwin, Winwithin, you wanna chime in on this? What do you think happened?
What my observation is that yung naging complacent sila eh. So because siguro parang at the end of the day, feeling nila yun, kaya nila yung team, gano'n. But kumbaga, the coach of Indonesia, di ba? He knows also how our guys play. So,
Yep.
medyo nabasa ng konti at the end game. So,
Mhm. Okay, so it was reading the play,
the
ang
plays.
execution ng Gilas, no? And of course, yung key players that will actually step up for us to be brought to the promised land. Okay, Erwin M, what are your thoughts naman on what happened to our Gilas basketball team? So may win-win, meron naman tayong M.
Siguro sa akin naman yung parang sila, nabantayan masyado. Since sabi nga ni Erwin Usua na nalaman yung mga plays, siguro tayo hindi tayo nag-adjust. Hindi
Okay.
nag-adjust doon sa nila. So, nag-adjust sila, tayo hindi nag-adjust. Pwede na mangyari na natalo dahil doon. Diba?
Okay. I have to agree with that also because basketball, especially like what King said kanina lang, no? It's you play every day, and basketball is always a game of adjustment, just like what we're seeing in the NBA playoffs, diba? Every other day you
Yeah.
play, and every game is different from the other. So King, go, your thoughts. Ano nangyari to our, of course, we love our Gilas men's basketball team. What happened to them during the SEA Games?
Ako bro, forgiving ako. Kasi as opposed to the criticisms that the team received, including Chotriers, who got the bulk of the criticisms.
Yeah.
Pare, yun na nga inintro mo na. 36 years yata. 36 years na defending champion sa men's basketball. So, what do you expect? Everybody's after our throats. Right? So, everybody studies us. Yun nga, sinabi nga
Right.
ng win. So, adjustment, yes, you can also make the adjustments, pero may import yung kalaban.
Yeah,
Diba?
agree.
Meron.
The breaks were just going their way. It's just one game. Kumbaga, hindi ito kagaya nung series na meron sa PBA or series sa NBA. So, probably had they played the next day, they'd have won it. Diba?
I'm sure. Yep, I agree with you. And
So,
thank you for that, King, no, because I just want to share to everybody here that the most glaring stat, I'm not sure if you caught it, but the most glaring stat is actually the most popular shot, the 3-point shot. Indonesia had, I'm not sure if you caught it, but Indonesia got or made 10 more 3-point shots than the Gilas Philippines team. And pare, that's 30 points already. Could you imagine? And we only lost by 4 points. So, siguro breaks of the game, like what you guys have said, no, walang adjustment. And then Chotres is, I remember his interview, sinasabi niya na, I get the blame for what happened to Gilas Pilipinas. It's just really, really unfortunate, no, na, like what you said, King, parang for the longest time, tayo yung goal, tapos everybody's trying to catch up with us in the Southeast Asia. So, very unfortunate, but I'm sure the Gilas Pilipinas team will bounce back from this. And since we're talking about Gilas, right, let's talk about Kai Soto, because Kai Soto was, I believe, supposed to play for Gilas, but parang last minute, hindi rin nangyari. And then we got, Bolik also was supposed to play, but sadly, yung dad niya, I think, is suffering an illness. That's why he had to fly to the US. And guys, CJ Perez was not in the picture. Remember CJ Perez?
Oh yeah.
He was very dominant in the Serbia game where Jokic was playing during that particular time. He was the only standout, from the Gilas
very
Philippines
agile
team. And he
player.
wasn't there.
CJ Perez.
Very agile, ang bilis, parang Ja Morant-ish yung galaw. For me, galawan ni CJ Perez. And he wasn't in the Gilas Pilipinas team. So, a lot of things that the Gilas Pilipinas would need to really do. But I want to, again, highlight this guy, Kai Soto. Because this Kai Soto guy, 7'2", batang Ateneo to, and, he played in the NBL. right?
Hmm.
In New Zealand or
New
Australia,
Zealand.
if
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not mistaken.
Australia.
And now he's being talked about in terms of ranking draft,
Mhm.
mock draft in the NBA. What are your thoughts about Kai Soto? What do you think is his chances of being able to be drafted number one and of course number two to play in the NBA? Siguro let's start naman, baliktad naman. King, your take on this.
Ako hindi ko alam in terms of drafting, but what I read is he's number 49.
Now
So
number 49.
I don't know
Yes.
how many players are drafted out of the list. So uh, uh, syempre, I'm rooting for this guy because his dream is to become an NBA player, just like all the Filipinos are backing him up, right? He's gonna be the first
Right.
guy to do that. So I just wish him all the luck and prayers, and consistent naman siya. Consistent siya with what he does.
He
Um,
does.
he does his exposure in the States because that's a style of play that he needs to
Right.
get used.
Adapt to.
I don't know. I don't know what you guys will say. I don't know the technical side of his play.
Actually, just to give some more insight about Kai Soto, I mean, number one, I just want to mention 7'2", Filipino, 7'2". Who is 7'2"? And aside from Kai Soto, do you guys know any
Mm,
other
mm,
person
mm,
who's not a basketball player, who's a Filipino, a
mm.
purebred Pinoy, that is
Agile din,
above 7 feet?
agile din.
Oo, oo.
Yeah, exactly, di ba? Pero ako, kilala ko AJ File, Bonel
Mm.
Balingit, of the 90s na basketball na to,
Oo,
pinag-uusapan
oo,
natin.
oo.
What else? Marlo Aquino is also part of that list. These are the only guys that I know that are probably above 6'6" or 6'7". But this guy Soto, guy, 7'2".
7'2".
Diba? Pinoy, pure Pinoy, ha? Hindi half Pinoy, but pure Pinoy. So, obviously, we're rooting for this guy, like what King said, and we want him to really enter that draft, no, to be on a much higher ranking. But ikaw, Erwin, what are your thoughts about Kai? Erwin within muna tayo. Erwin
Yeah.
within.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. With Kai, I remember yung first time ko siyang nakita, it's not actually him playing pa. And I
Uh-huh.
mean, it's not in a game. Talagang in SM MOA. Kasi yan,
Right.
I really
Kala,
watch
kala ko, Erwin,
mga
sasabihin mo yung tatay pa ni Kai Soto eh.
ay hindi naman, hindi naman.
Si Erwin Soto.
And then I usually watch live games ng UAAP. Parang
Okay.
di ba juniors pa lang siya that time. So we were
Yes.
watching a Ateneo Lasal ata finals, parang gano'n. So pagpunta ko doon sa parang Wendy's sa kiosk doon, may tumabing gano'n. Napatingin ako talaga. Sabi ko, tapos kinalabit na ako ng anak ko kasi Atenista yung yung
Yeah, yeah.
youngest ko. Dad, si Kai. Yan pala yung Kai Soto. Sabi ko, matangkad nga. Talaga. Kasi, di ba dapat usually ganun lang. Hindi, parang almost
Right.
lampas 45 degrees yung tingin ko eh. So, yun. Tapos, after that, sabi ko, sige nga, panoorin ko nga sa YouTube how he plays. Sabi ko, promising. Sabi ko gano'n. Promising for a Filipino. Tas at 7'2" nga. So, parang hindi pa nga siya 7'2" that time nung nakita ko siya. Basta lately lang, ano pa, 6'11" pa lang ata siya nun. Parang, basta gano'n. But anyways, right, from that point to transition, napanood ko siya. Right now, dun sa league na sinalihan niya, I think tama in Australia, I can see yung difference right now is, ano na siya parang he developed yung, na siya marunong na siyang bumax out ngayon, marunong na siyang kumuha ng pwesto niya. That,
Yeah.
actually, magaling na siyang pumwesto. That's what I like from him. Ngayon, even his box out is very profound already. Makikita mo talaga siya he's already doing hustle din. So hustle player na rin siya at the same time. So that is the thing that he needs to develop going to the NBA. Kasi talagang you're gonna bang bodies with talagang mga, di ba, mga Americans,
Andre
Europeans na malalaki.
Ayton.
Yan, di ba? So,
the big guys of the NBA, di ba?
Center ang laro niya, so
Ayton,
talagang
we got,
babanggain ka doon, di ba? So, that is the thing that he needs to develop. So, I guess he needs to bulk up a little more. So, yun. Siguro yun yung mga kailangan niya,
Aha.
adjustments niya. But play-wise, I think he just needs a good coach, yung mga tipong mga nagtuturo kila di ba? Yung Olajuwon moves, yung mga moves ni nila
Olajuwon.
di
Yep.
ba? Yung mga ganon.
Footwork.
I think footworks yun, mga footworks. I think
Yep.
maganda.
I agree with you.
Very, very promising si Kai. Very, very promising. And I hope yung dream natin ng mga Filipinos to have a legit Pinoy NBA player. I hope it will happen in Kai Soto.
Yeah. And speaking of pure Filipino, no, before I get to Erwin M, no, remember Johnny A, pare? The Flying A, Johnny A. Binabalik ko lang from the 90s. He was already being...
Sino pare?
Yeah.
Pare, napapanood ko lang sa YouTube to, pare. Hindi ko kilala rin. But anywho, di ba? We all know the Flying A, Johnny Abarrientos from Alaska before he won MVP. And I remember he was already being scouted by the Charlotte Hornets back then. Meron na siyang, may potential daw si Johnny A. Pero Johnny A sadly refused to even become part of the training team ng Charlotte during that time because sabi niya yata is parang baka mababang kulang siya or something. Parang wala namang ding playing time. So he opted to stay in the PBA. Now, si Erwin M naman, Kai is again another person who's potentially going to the NBA and we want that to happen.
Sino,
of course,
sorry.
purebred Pinoy.
Masingit ko lang, sabi rin kasi ni Johnny A, wala pa ring tatalo sa Alaska. Kaya hindi siya lang.
Kaya wala na yung Alaska.
Wala ng Alaska.
Natakot siya, baka ma-Alaska raw siya sa NBA.
Oh. Pero alam mo, just talking about Johnny A and just imagining him playing the NBA, how would he match up with Muggsy Bogues? Remember Muggsy Bogues? 5'3" guy, also in the Charlotte Hornets. But if he was able to survive, Earl Boykins, who's 5'11" or 5'10", if I'm not mistaken, if he was able to, they were able to survive the NBA, parang Johnny A, I'm sure, would have survived if he was given that opportunity, right? So anyway, wala na ang Alaska.
Yeah, he has the skill sets to become an NBA player. Pero syempre, sadly, he refused. So, sayang nga eh.
Yun nga eh. So, wala nang Alaska, Converge na pumalit. So, Erwin M, your thoughts about Kai Soto this time around? What's your assessment of him?
When he declared to be in the NBA draft, I was surprised. I really surprised talaga ako. I was expecting that he'll be playing one more year in Australia. And then when he declared, I think he wasn't even top 75 players.
That was the first time that he was ranked. Yeah, not part of the top 75.
And then he went to training, and then yun, naging 49 na siya. Like Erwin Ursua said, he has to build his body if he's gonna bang Americans. Kasi syempre, remember when Giannis started in the NBA, he was a skinny dude. He was a skinny dude. And he developed his body. Ngayon parang what do you call this? David Robinson na yung yung
cuts,
braso eh. Oh.
The Admiral. Yeah.
Oo, yun. And then he just have to be developed that since he will be the center eh. 7'2" syempre. And he has to develop also the shooting. He has to be consistent. Mas maganda kasi maging versatile ka eh. You can be sa baba o kaya pwede ka mag-shooting like Jokic, 'di ba? So mas tataas ang value ni Kai Soto kapag ganun gawin niya. Yes.
Yeah, yan yung mga
you both have the inside and perimeter.
Right. Yan yung mga nai-imagine ko na na scenarios or instances wherein, for example, how does Kai Soto or DeAndre Ayton or Andre Drummond for that matter, I mean, these are big guys, big men, right? Who are really not just physically gifted, but talent-wise, skill-wise, these are all-star players. So
Mm-mm.
to your point, everybody, I mean, Kai Soto really has a lot of work to do in terms of building his body talaga, and siguro yung footwork nga, and
Footworks.
working on his inside and outside game. So, yep. So, again,
But
sana pare, we're all hoping, right, guys? We're all hoping
yep,
na si Kai
Yep, yep,
makapasok.
yep.
Yes,
Of course.
Erwin.
balik tayo sa Gilas. Since
Oh, yan.
malapit na yung FIBA. I think it's in June 30,
Yes.
yung first game.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What do you think on the roster natin versus New Zealand? What is our
I think we,
chance?
I think we are sending different players, di ba? Tama ba ako?
Yes.
Yun nga.
Not the whole ano.
Are they sending a different team?
Different players. I mean hindi not the one that ano.
Not the one, yeah. But who do you think na kailangan nandun sa roster? Who do you think?
I like Dwight Ramos.
Uh-uh.
I like Dwight Ramos's chance. I mean, Dwight Ramos. Remember Dwight Ramos when he was part of the Gilas program, and during the time that SJ Belangel hit that, that
3
shot,
points.
the 3-point shot, na bomba tira pare. That went
Pinractice
in. I mean, yung mga pinractice ba niya yun?
Pinractice niya yun, pare.
But I mean,
Style niya, style.
I'm happy pumasok yun at nanalo tayo against Korea, no? Pero parang yung Dwight Ramos was really missing during this SEA Games stint natin. And Dwight Ramos is one of the stars in Japan. They're in the B League.
Ang pogi pa.
Yeah, Billy.
Right now. Pogi pa. So, alam ko boyfriend to ni nung volleyball player si Kiana D.
Okay.
Of former, di ba LaSalle player, LaSalle volleyball player before,
D, yeah.
Kim D. So anyway, Dwight Ramos I think is someone that we need in the Gilas team right now. Aside from CJ Perez, CJ
Yeah,
Perez,
CJ, yeah,
kailangan badly.
CJ.
We need to insert CJ Perez once again because
CJ,
even if
Ramos.
he has a very short stint with the Gilas program, pare iba yung puso ng batang to in terms of agility, yung kanyang shooting. He really wants to win. You can see it in his play in a very aggressive Russell Westbrook-ish yung before, Russell Westbrook of before, na he really wants the ball and he wants to really attack. So, yun for me, those are the two people that are needed to be inserted back in the Gilas program. Dwight Ramos and CJ Perez.
How about
CJ
30? 30. Siyempre sa 30 kailangan nandun.
Yeah, 30
yeah,
30 also.
30 of course. Even si 30 big body and defensive guy and offense din at the same time. So 30 is an automatic in the Gilas team.
Sa palagay
King
mo si
Kong,
Bolit,
parang medyo na ka dyan papaisip ka dyan Anong
Ina-analyze na ni
thoughts
King,
mo?
ina-analyze na.
Iniisip mo
Gusto ko sana
Sino
tanong
nasa current?
Kung si 30 pinasok na, yung kapatid na, ipapasok no.
Kiefer?
Kiefer.
Sige. Erwin.
Pwede pa rin naman, pero kasi kung ano ba, mas ano na ako kay 30 ngayon Mas gusto ko na player si 30 ngayon. Mas agile. Yun nga, inside and outside. Defense-wise, okay rin. So, yun. That is what we need talaga right now naman if ever international games, talagang dapat makipagbangayan, parang ganun.
No.
Right.
Parang gusto mo sa
shooters
Oo. And shooters.
Parang I'm having second thoughts now about Kiefer, to be honest. Simply because I believe that there's a lot more talent now that can replace yung whatever it is that he brings to the table. I mean, I don't have anything against Kiefer.
Offense-wise,
he's really good.
Kiefer's okay.
Shooter. Yeah, pero I think marami tayong pool ngayon of players that can replace and probably even provide more than what he is able to provide now to the Gilas team. What do you call this? yung SJ Belanguel. Speaking of SJ Belanguel, ang galing niya nung championship during the UP
Yeah.
Ateneo game.
Game.
He has a lot of promise, right? Yep. Pero if we're going to talk about players now, yung win mentality, yung win now mentality ng Gilas dapat, we gotta have shooters there, right? Machu, right? Pogoy should still be there. I really
Pogoy,
believe that. Dahil Pogoy has a lot of experience. I'm worried. I mean, I'm worried about Japet Aguilar though. I mean, do you guys still think Japet should be in the Gilas pool?
Ako, shot blocker pa rin yun kahit papaano.
Oo.
Di ba?
Kasi aside from shooters, we need
Yeah,
size
height.
as well. Wala tayong
Size.
size di ba?
Yeah.
Oo. Unless gusto niyo ulit si Taulava. Balik na ulit si Taulabas. Taulabas what? How old? 50 years old? 47
And
years old? I'm not sure, but
47.
47.
Still-
Okay, so
He's playing, right? He's still playing.
ha?
Tama ba?
No na.
Alex.
Hindi,
Road
nag-
Warriors.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, Alex Road Warriors.
But gusto niya maging pumasok sa Guinness Book of World Records? Si Asi?
I don't know, man. Baka gusto niya i-beat si
Kaya
si
naman lumaro eh.
Oh, nga, he can play. He can play.
Yeah. How old was the Chief when he retired? Do you remember?
I
Jawan.
have no idea.
No. Si Robert Parrish.
Oh, the Chief.
Yeah, the
See,
Chief.
I think his last game was with the Bulls, right? Last stint was
Yeah.
with Chicago when he won
He won.
6 championships in the Jordan. I think that was
Mhm.
he was already late 40s na yata rin si Robert Parrish. nung time.
Late
niya.
40s.
Yun ang binibreak niya. No? Or probably si Big J. Si Jawo.
Joe.
Jawo has been 50s na si Jawo nung, di ba? I think early 50s siya nung or late 40s or early 50s if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, wala talaga, yun ang kulang natin. Height.
Yeah. May tanong ako sa
Hi.
inyo. Have you heard of the teenager na player na Francis Lebron Lopez?
Well,
LeBron
the current
Lopez.
player.
Yeah, he's part of the Gilas team, right?
Yeah. What's your thoughts on him?
I like his versatility. I like that he's same. Hindi naman siya katulad nila CJ Perez na guard ang pero yung versatility niya, he plays also in the middle So he has that mid-range game. I like the mid-range game. Again, we need shooters in Gilas because we really lack the height in general. So he also has the body. That's why he can also play, in the inside as well. Pero syempre, I know developing player pa rin tong si Lebron Lopez, pero promising. Just like
Promising, yeah.
this the nephew of the Flying Ace, si RJ Abarrientos, who's playing for FEU.
Barrientos.
He's playing like the Flying A, guys. If you have seen him play sa Gilas before in sa FEU.
Yeah.
Pero yung height, wala yung height Yun ang problema natin Kulang talaga ang Gilas sa height
Well, ako, Erwin, hindi ko pa nasasagot yung tanong mo pero ang wish list ko, di ba? Okay, kung pwede natin ipasok si Jalen Green, tapos ipasok natin si Jordan Clarkson.
Yun.
Sige, okay. Hindi na muna si Jalen Green. Si Jordan Clarkson kasi kailangan natin ng tres. Okay, kailangan na natin ng tres na merong height kahit papaano compared to the local players. Okay?
Parang
Ang
an
hindi
import.
banggit sino, okay, dun sa listahan ng point guards mo na Belangil, Abarrientos. Ito dapat pumasok sa listahan ng Gilas. Si JD Kagulangan.
Oy! Mr. Hero, the 3-point
Yeah.
shot. Oo nga.
The guy has been doing it since high school. The guy gave LaSalle Green Hills its first ever in the history
Championship.
championship.
Mhm.
Dapat na-repeat niya pa yon against the same team Mapua. Kaso, split second din na tres. So, shooter na magaling
Kagulangan Kagulangan should be part of the pool
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think yan yung sinasabi natin if we're gonna talk about coach naman, no? So we got Chot Reyes, and then prior to Chot we got Yang Yao, right? Um
Tab.
Pare Steve, si Tab Baldwin. Your thoughts on Tab
Tab.
Baldwin? Why do you think Tab Baldwin last minute, last second pulled out and said, "Nope, I'm not gonna coach the Gilas team. Bahala kayo dyan." What's your take on those guys? On that note by Tab Baldwin. Bakit hindi siya nag-coach ng Gilas, guys?
Ako, I have no
Tawa niyo
idea.
lahat, oh. Iba yung
I
ngiti niyo
have
lahat,
no idea.
Ayaw niya. Pare, ito lang yun. Ayaw niya ng politika.
Hmm.
Yun.
I was about to say that too.
I can't think of any other reason but just the politics in Philippine basketball. People have their own
Right.
players, people have their own teams, and how to gel them together into one single Gilas team. That's the challenge. And
It's
si Tab so used to Ateneo and just handling the whole team, di ba?
Mm-mm.
He got the
yeah.
blessings of the priests and he does it well for Ateneo.
It's this is the sad reality of Philippine basketball right now. It's MVP versus San Miguel, eh.
Mm-mm.
And we cannot get the best of both worlds, merging into
Yes.
this one super team of the Philippines.
Mm-mm.
If meron pang ganito, if there's these two
Mm-mm.
giants who's clashing and always competing against one another, hindi talaga tayo mananalo sa buong mundo. If ganun ang
Mm-mm.
laging mangyayari. Pero based on Tab's interview, parang I believe he trusts MVP naman. Kaya lang, he also mentioned that part of yung pool ng Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas, SBP. This was shared on spin.ph, guys, na there are some guys in the SBP that needs to be replaced. Yun yung wala siyang
Mm-mm.
tiwala, eh. And then that's already leading to what King was mentioning, yung politika na
Mm-mm.
sinasabi. So I feel bad for Gilas, man. I feel bad for the sport that Filipinos love so much. And yet, hindi tayo maging consistent when it comes to how we develop and improve
Improve.
our players and our team, di ba? So, I don't know.
Well, because every time kasi we change players, di ba? And yung mga yung mga Western coaches, especially parang if it parang country representatives as much as possible, you're consistent, di ba? Like
Yes.
China, they have a program, di ba? Before you go nga to
Oo.
NBA, serve ka muna, di ba? Parang ganun, eh.
Oo.
So at least,
Yeah.
for example, if you'll be playing for your team or your country team, let's say for the first 6, 7 years or let's say 5 years before going to pro, at least, di ba, parang 5 years, alam mo yung alam mo yung sino yung mga players mo if you're the coach, alam mo sila paano maglaro, there's a program, kaso tayo, sino libre? Sino pwede? Ganun eh. Let's have a
Exactly.
team. That's what's
But,
happening. Parang
well,
continues for the how many years already, di ba? So,
yeah, and now it leads to us, parang we always rely on the Jordan Clarksons of the world. Na sana
mhm.
mayroong Phil-Am, sana may magaling sa
Mm.
NBA na Pilipino
Kaya
din
nga
who
eh.
can play. And to answer the question of King kanina, no, or not really a question, but his comment about sana si Jalen Green pwede rin makapaglaro because he's
Hmm.
also Filipino. Sadly, bro, he cannot play in the for Gilas because he has already played for the US team.
US team.
Team USA sa I believe under 18. So if you've already played for another country,
Can.
you won't be able to play for another country even if you are parang dual citizen,
Natural.
something like that. That's why
Unless
Jordan
you
Clarkson is really
unless you revoke your US citizenship.
yes, that's right. Yun lang, that's the only which I highly doubt. He's not gonna do that
Which,
for sure,
which
man.
if
He's
you
not gonna
have
do
it, I
that.
doubt that you'll gonna you'll get that, di ba?
Di ba? Hindi niya gagawin yun. So,
Pero may tanong ako, 'di ba, some PBA players opted to play in outside like in Japan because
Japan
they
nila. Yeah.
they get more money out of the
Yes.
Higher. Yeah, they're paid higher.
Hindi ko lang alam to guys, kaya I'm asking you. Pinapayagan ba ng, kunyari, FIBA nga, di ba? Tapos, mga magagaling natin nandun sa Japan, papayagan kaya yung yung nakakontrata sa kanila to play with with our team in FIBA?
Based on
Hindi
my
yun.
knowledge,
With their
it
mother
is
company.
oo, depende yun sa team talaga nila eh. Just like in the NBA. So that's why si Jordan Clarkson, can he play in the for Gilas Pilipinas? Yes, he can. Pero it depends on the Utah Jazz. Remember, guys, Jordan Clarkson just won sixth man of the year last year. His value
Went up.
Went up, increased.
is
Tama.
still rising as speak. And we're happy for the guy, right? He's Filipino, of course, kahit nasa mutignan. But this guy's value is still rising. And it would depend on the Utah Jazz if he's really going to be allowed to play. Now, going back to yung sa Japan, same thing. It depends on the teams. I
The
haven't,
mother
hindi
team.
ko memorize yung mga teams sa B-League, no? Pero, ganun din, I think, yung magiging process, no? It has to be an approval of the mother team before they can be allowed to play for their
Play.
country. Right.
Okay.
Pero dapat, sana, yun ang,
Sana,
syempre, yung gusto natin. Again, remember, we got Dwight Ramos. Kobe Paras is there, bro.
Kobe,
Dapat
yeah.
niya kasama din sa Gilas to eh. Kobe, because he's played in the US. Division 1 school to eh. Dapat nandyan din sa Gilas to si Kobe Paras. Bobby Parks, not Bobby Parks, the late Bobby Parks, but Ray
Bobby-
Parks,
Ray Ray. Ray Ray din, no?
who has been given a very a hefty extension deal sa Japan B-League. I mean, I don't know, hindi naaalis siguro sa Japan yun unless mabigyan siya ng opportunity somewhere else na mas malaking sweldo, pero ang laki ng sweldo niya sa B-League.
Wait, guys.
Kiefer,
Sorry, we've been talking about like who we like to play, right? Pero ako mahilig kasi ako dun sa ano eh. Paano ba yan pinipili, or is there any process that you need to get invited to try out for the team, or if you feel like you're worthy of a Gilas, you can just try out? Anong meron ba may alam ng proseso?
guys, you wanna go for it?
Erwin M?
No, I don't. I don't know the process on that. Parang ano lang sa akin, kaalam ko, i-invite sila
That's right.
for the training.
Alright.
It's actually for invitation, King.
So you really have to get invited, right? Okay.
And normally naman, they open it to they send out the invitations to a lot of players. Pero syempre, there's a lot of reasons as to why some players are not able to fulfill the invitation to try out. Invitation
like what
to
you
try
said,
out.
you know? Okay.
So, and that's what's happening in our current situation right now with Gilas. We're in.
It depends
diba,
with,
like what I said.
if they have prior obligations, diba? With their mother
MVP
team.
versus San Miguel. So will San Miguel allow these players to play? Buti nga Junmar Fajardo was given a go by San Miguel to play for Gilas. So there's a lot of these factors, and again yung inner politics that obviously we don't have any access to as of the moment. But there's a lot of these things that are really hindering us to actually get the best of the best. And have
hindi naman sa gusto ko mag-try out. Baka naisip ko rin baka tinatanong nito, baka gusto mo nitong mag-try out.
Pero I think sa akin these companies, these teams are very careful giving the best players to Gilas. Kasi remember what happened to Paul George.
right.
And he was a pacer back then, 'di ba? And nung nagkaroon siya ng injury na yon, he wasn't, the same.
He was practicing under Team USA and he broke his shin. Yep.
Yon. Siguro yun ang wini-weigh din ng mga teams. Kasi syempre kung injured yung player during the Gilas, 'di ba? Tournaments. 'Di ba? mawawalan silbi yung player na yun sa
Yung
kanila.
team.
Saka,
Sa team niya.
I learned pala guys na meron palang, oo, I learned pala na meron din yan, if some of the players have di ba? Oh, everybody has contracts, di ba? Pero some players have contracts wherein part of their contract would be I can play anywhere or I can play whenever I want to, while others don't have that kind of privilege. And I'm just going back to Michael Jordan when he signed his contract with Chicago way back 88 84. Kasama sa kontrata niya is to really play. He has the right to play anywhere or whenever he wants to. So I believe some of our local players have that also, na pwede silang maglaro. Pero majority of them, wala silang privilege of being able to play anywhere else. Kasi nga, sabi ni Erwin, yung investment ng kumpanya doon sa tao. Siyempre nga naman, ma-injure nga naman, what's gonna happen? Babayaran nyo ba? Are you gonna be responsible for that player? So sadly, no, di ba? Sila ang magbabayad, and that's why they want to prevent injuries from happening, especially prior to a particular season. Pero galing, no? Si Jordan, merong privilege to play anywhere if he wants to. But he doesn't do it because obviously he respects the contract of or the trust that Chicago gave to him. Anyway, just side note.
Sino, dahil napasok mo yung si Jordan, meron tayong fan dito ni Jordan who's watching us. Si Miss Celia Jacob watching us from Mandaluyong.
Uy, Celia!
Masyadong mainit yung usapan na hindi natin napapasa kung sino mga nanonood.
What's up, guys?
Yung Apple Manlansa daw, pinapakuha yung phone number nung naka-blue. Ha?
Uy!
Naka-blue lang. Alam mo, ganun yun, ha? Merong pang Fernando Agbayani na dapat nakasama natin dito.
Nakita ko sa poster yan, ha?
Cheers.
Nasa ba si Nato?
mas masarap daw ang mag-beach kaysa nakikipag-usap ng
sumama dito. Ayan, si Sir Wanlu, watching from Upper Sitio of Antipolo.
Yun, Upper Sitio of Antipolo.
Kanina, nung show ko, LA pa lang si Sir Wanlu. Ngayon, medyo umakit na sa ng konti. Lower Antipolo siya kanina.
LA siya, sa LA.
So anyway, guys, to our viewers who's watching right now, I hope you guys are enjoying our discussion here. Medyo basketball yung naging usapan natin ngayon. Again, nagkukulitan lang kami. Usman Gandamasir said, watching from Calbayog. Hello to Usman and from the rest of the rest. So guys in Calbayog City, thank you for tuning in. So we're just jamming at home. No? Nagbabanding lang kami ni Erwin M, Erwin U, and of course, King Kong himself. As we are celebrating the 2nd anniversary of TNC. So, yep. Guys, cheers tayo dyan. Sige, cheers tayo sa kape.
Cheers.
Ubus na.
Yan, kukuha daw si King Kong ng wine. Yan. Yung kay Winwi din medyo nakakaloko yan, ha. Ano kayang laman yan? Yun.
Parang nung araw, may Coleman pero ang laman pala, akala water.
Balik ulit tayo sa 90s, pare. Ha. Yung Coleman na yung may spout, the spout. I saw that merong post niyan a couple of hours ago on social media wherein eto ang aqua flask or clean canteen namin dati. Yun nga yung Coleman. Tapos napihit, di ba? Painom naman. Yun yung mga walang dalang water.
Baon.
Painom naman.
Basketball painom.
Tapos yung mga masasama ugali, dinuduroan yung Coleman nila para hindi mainom ng
hindi mainom. Bro, ginawa mo yun, no?
Pare, hindi ako nagkaroon ng Coleman.
Ganun.
Oo. Dito talagang umaasa lang ako sa drinking fountain sa amin.
Oo.
Para makatipid.
Hindi, ako naman baka mawala kayong Coleman. Natakot ako sa parents ko noon eh. Baka mapagalitan ako, bro. Hoy, nasan Coleman mo?
Actually,
Susunduin ka, di ba? Wala ka dalang Coleman. Essential yun eh.
ako
Mahal ang
actually,
Coleman, ha?
marami rin ako nawala eh.
Anyway.
Yun, nakatatlo rin ako.
Mahal din ng Coleman, ha? Mga
Hindi,
400,
tsaka
300.
yung
Oo, mahal ng
Coleman,
Coleman. Right.
hindi lang sa ano eh, diba? Hindi lang sa inuman, kundi pwedeng pang self-defense. Kasi pag hinataw ka ng Coleman, sakit mo na.
Oo.
No. Hard plastic
Oo.
yun.
Oo.
Saka I remember pagka hinahataw nanghahataw ka, yung natatanggal pa yung handle eh. And then you
Handle.
just press it. Pak! Eh, okay na siya ulit.
Ah.
Anyway, bigla tayo napunta sa Coleman. Hindi kasi binati nga natin yung flask ni Win Within. Hindi ko alam
Yeah.
baka anong drink yung nandyan eh.
Oo.
Dati nagtatago tayo niyan. So anyway, let's go back to sports. I want to talk about
Sandali. Sorry, just to interject. Nasabi nyo ba nalalabas, yung ba yung sinabi nyo kanina, nalalabas tayong face-to-face na iinom tayo? Kasi ngayon, ang iniinom nyo lang, kape, diba, tubig. Kasi nandito yung misis ko. Andi yung misis ko, kaya ako nagwa-wine eh. Dahil sinicheersan ko siya.
Yun.
Wala yung leader natin dito eh.
Oo nga.
Wala
eh.
yung
Oo, wala si Supremo eh.
Oo.
Tawag ko dun
So,
Supremo.
ano ba?
Wala si Supremo
Sandali,
eh. Si Supremo.
supportahan mo naman ako. Di ba nagyayaya ka? Sino? Para naman mapag-usapan natin na mas maayos tong pinag-uusapan natin ngayon. Baka
Wala
sa
eh,
actually.
Actually.
Magsisked daw tayo, magsisked.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Salamat, Erwin.
On air yan, live yan, on air.
Hindi,
Anyway.
hinihingan na kita ng passes.
Thank you.
Alam ba ni boss yan, meron kang mga sinishare ka sa amin na kailangan mo ng passes for you to do something with us?
Just talk.
Sige, cheers na lang pare, magkakape na ako dito. Anyway, so again, to all the viewers out there, I hope you guys are enjoying our mini jam session here. Again, I'm with King Kong himself, Realty Realities, Erwin Ursua, Win Within, and of course, the boss man himself, Erwin Manansala. Yan. So again, Jam at Home, this is in celebration of our second anniversary with TNC, the new channel. Yan. So guys, balik tayo sa sports real quick. I want to talk about the SEA Games once again. Kasi si King Kong, I want to get your thoughts, bro, on our performance. Kasi I think this was one of the topics that I'm not sure if we talked about this during dinner, or someone commented about it. But bakit nga ba hindi nagpo-perform masyado pagka hindi tayo ang host country? Kasi 'di ba in the last SEA Games tayong host, we've performed so well, and now Vietnam is number 1 or is now number 1 with around 200 plus medals. Tayo number 5 lang tayo. So what's the reason behind that? Anong rason bakit hindi nagpo-perform ang hindi host country?
Alam mo, Chino, base sa research ko sa mga encyclopedia na nandito sa bahay.
Britannica,
ABC, ABC,
Colliers.
Americana, Britannica, Colliers.
Tayo sa 90s, di ba? Mga bata, wala pa pong Google noon. So kailangan ng library para malaman namin ang katotohanan. At talagang nagpupunta kami doon. SEA Games, alright. I think just like any other competition, di ba? Winter Games, the host country gets it.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure kung kayo naglaro din kayo ng basketball dyan sa liga sa inyo, kapag naglaro doon sa court nyo, most often than not, you win it, di ba? Para sa NBA. So it's the same principle because they practice there. They have the crowd support. And plus, the SEA Games is that you can choose or you can add games that you are more familiar with. dito sa Pilipinas, ano ginawa
Kumbaga
natin?
gamay mo no? You know
Meron tayong arnis nung nandito sa Pilipinas. O kaninong national title
Yeah.
ba yun?
Right,
Di
right,
sa atin
right.
yun. So marami tayong nakuwang
Sa atin yun.
gold sa medals dun sa sport na yan. I don't know with Vietnam kung anong pinili nila na additional sport. But in general, even if we were the defending champions way back in 2019, and then supposedly this SEA Games was
Right.
2021, no, but just held in 2022.
Right.
The fourth, no, I think we finished fourth. It's
Fourth,
Vietnam,
yeah.
in Indonesia, Thailand,
Mhm.
and then Philippines.
Philippines.
The fourth finish out of the 8 or 9 countries is still good compared to other SEA Games. Kasi ano yan parati yan kapag champion ka nung preceding SEA Games, bumababa yung yung level mo because of complacency, sabi nga ni Erwin kanina.
Complacency.
Because of complacency. So yung fourth place finish, that's still good for the Philippines.
Okay.
And just to add on to it, last na what's good about the SEA Games exposure to the Filipinos is it brings out the other sports aside from your basketball, aside from all, which are all televised. But you get sports such as weightlifting, such as pole vaulting, such as yung mga mixed martial arts, which diba, don't get much attention by the public, but gets the gold.
Right.
So sana, diba, sponsors like yung nag-aaway na sinasabi mo na you have the San Miguel, you have the MVP group,
Right.
diba? Can focus on the others as well. I'm sure they're giving out to the other sports, pero
but not as big or huge.
No, yeah.
So sa basketball.
So kung mabalanse natin yung gold producing, yung medal producing sports, then we can easily go back to the top. We're quality athletes.
Right.
Yeah.
You have your
totally
Okeanas,
agree.
you have your Carlos Yulo, you have your Heidelin Diaz, you have your boxing team. Diba?
Sila Marshall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, this is a question. Is the number of delegates also lessens? Like for example, the delegates that we sent right now to Vietnam lessened from the 2019 number of delegates of the Philippines. My point is baka because whenever they go out of the country, budget-wise, we cannot provide for the trips of almost all of the athletes of 2019. Yun. Baka in your Google Analytics searching, ano ba yung like even from the previous years, baka ganun every time na it's an out of it, kasi I remember there's this SEA Games again that we hosted. Tas ang ganda rin ng performance ng medal tally natin that time. So that's what I'm thinking also right now na baka pag it's out of the country na we cut on the number of delegates. So that's also cutting the number of chances of getting the medals.
The medals. Yeah.
Parang ang feeling ko lang doon, Sir Erwin, meron pa ring qualifiers to the SEA Games Hindi naman yan automatic
Not necessary naman na okay.
Hindi yata kasi kahit doon sa preliminaries, meron ka pa rin makikita na countries that are not represented in the preliminaries. So most likely they either did not send any athlete or hindi nag-qualify doon.
Nag-qualify.
So I'm really not sure kasi nga sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang basis ko encyclopedia pa lang. Pero
Hello Google Analytics.
Mag-usap muna kayo, isa-search ko ngayon sa Google.
Hindi na, okay lang.
Pero it's just siguro again it depends talaga on the country, like in the case of the US for example, even if they're not host country, I mean the USA sa Olympics, Summer Olympics, they're always either number 1 or number 2. Hindi sila nawawala sa 1 or 2 So again, this is, this is the reason as to why I brought this up is because I hope this gets attention, yung pinag-uusapan natin. Like what King said, we need to focus on other sports aside from
Other
just
sports.
simply basketball lang.
Basketball.
Buti nga ngayon, volleyball is already slowly
Mm.
picking up in terms of popularity and in terms of support. Meron tayong PSL, meron tayong PVL. I mean, I'm very happy and I'm very proud na makita yung mga volleyball players naman natin merong
Yep.
may opportunity to shine as well.
To shine.
Mm.
And I hope the others like yung weightlifting natin, like what you said guys, yung boxing natin, mas lalo pang ma-enhance yan. I remember this girl who plays wushu. Wong? Is that Wong?
Wrong.
Yeah,
Wong.
si
Yeah,
Wong.
Pinillion.
She
Ah.
she's good, man. I mean, she's really really good, pero again, hindi natin masyadong nakikita. Nakikita lang natin pag mga SEA Games or pag meron ng opportunity na kasi nga I think yung suporta natin is not really as vast in terms of resources per sport. So
Wait.
yun, I just
Breakthrough
really
lang.
appeal.
Just to insert a breakthrough in this
Go,
SEA
go, go.
Games. After 36 years, at saka lang tayo nagkaroon ng podium finish for football sa women's.
Wow.
Yeah.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Na
Yung
dapat to.
yung football's picking up not only for women's but also for the men's. So,
For the
pare,
men's.
ito yung kwento ko sa misis ko, no?
Ah,
Sabi ko sa kanya, nung nanonood ako ng SEA Games, nung nasa Singapore pa ako, I dread watching SEA Games football. Kasi pare,
okay.
mga pare, yung bola, makikita mo yung football players ng Pilipinas pag nasa kanila yung bola, gusto na nilang ipasa agad yung bola sa
Well,
nila. Kasi wala pa tayo dun sa level of playing. We get games and we get score lines such as 0-5, 0. Talagang ngayon nakaka-score na tayo. Although the men's club didn't get to that level yet. Kasi under 23 So hindi tayo umabot ng podium finish, but again with the introduction of mga foreign players and these local players that are trying to be at the level of our foreign players, pwede din yung football.
Speaking of football,
since na-insert mo yung football, King, di ba we had a team before called Ascals? And then what happened? Hindi ko na nasundan yun Ano ba nangyari doon? If you remember what happened.
No. Meron pa ring Ascals program. I'm not even sure if that team in yung 2019 na SEA Games dito sa Philippines, how they fared. But I don't think they also reached the podium. Parang below 23 kasi yung pinapasok yata Erwin So doon sa below 23, wala pa tayo at that international level. So you're still talking about UAAP players,
right?
Diba?
College,
yung mga foreign, yung mga Phil-Am, yung mga Phil English,
husband,
Phil German, Phil. Hindi na sila pasok doon. Ang age levels noon mga 24 above.
Yeah.
So
pero sayang
Yeah.
Sayang yung Ascals, no? I mean, again, you're right, King. They're no longer part of the bracket. Pero kasi what I remember about the Ascals is that you got the young husbands, you got Chippy as our captain during that time. But that was really a popular team, the Ascals, nung time na yun, no? But after that, kasi medyo nag-wane when they started not removing, but nung parang gumraduate na yung mga young husbands plus Chippy as captain of the team, parang medyo nawala na sa limelight yung Ascals Medyo naglaylo yung nila
Bumalik ulit
naglilo yung parang balik grassroots or something like that.
But the benefit of the Ascals is it caught the attention of the public. Right? Kasi yung sport naman, 'di ba? It needs to get the attention of the public first before people
Before.
get attracted to the sport, right?
So,
Yung
so you,
taekwondo is
so,
not as famous as it is now, n- probably because of Bea Lucero who, 'di ba, yung mga Monster del Rosario na sa TV nakita natin. So, yung benefit of the ASCALs,
Yeah.
it started the professional league in the
Yes.
Philippines.
Yes.
Right.
so,
So,
so think you mean, ginawa yung ASCAS, parang branding siya para makilala
Parang
with
marketing strategy,
marketing,
marketing scheme.
or
Oo.
because siyempre yung makikita mo yung mga players nilang pupogi, di ba? Parang endorser, di ba?
para mga Dwight Ramos ba yan, pare?
Yan.
So, magagaling sila.
Oh,
Aside from their looks, di ba? Magagaling
oh.
talaga sila.
Yes, palagay ko naman continuing pa rin yun eh. Pero hindi pa lang din, kumbaga, malaki yung agwat. Parang ano lang yun eh, parang
Yung level,
basketball.
the level that
Malaki
we
yung agwat
want.
ng basketball level natin compared to the Southeast Asia. Right? In the same manner na malaking agwat yung kinailangan habulin ng Pilipinas sa football
So
compared to our Southeast Asian neighbors.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've
Kasi-
experienced that, man. I've experienced that in Singapore.
Aha.
Yung kung okay, ito sige lang para maano lang.
Go.
Basketball, hawak ko ng bola, papaagawin ko yung Singaporean, yung Malay na kapitbahay ng bola, hindi niya kayang gawin yun. Pasa ko sa kanya yung bola at gawin niyang football yung bola, hindi ko kayang
Kaya
agawin
niyang
sa
gawin.
kanya. So we're just in two different worlds. But slowly ngayon, di ba, parang nagle-leveling yung playing field for both sports.
Right. And that's actually another point that I wanna say or mention here in this show about football. Kasi I really believe that well, height is an advantage if you have the height, but dude, we're talking about pie. We're talking about agility here, quickness, endurance. Pare, kaya ng Pilipino yan eh. I really believe that we can really excel in this kind of sport. Dun nga sa basketball na pinipilit natin to level with the Europeans and with the Americans eh. I'm not sure about the current ranking of the Gilas Pilipinas men's basketball team. I think nasa 30s tayo ngayon sa world. Pero pare, ang lalaki ng mga yun. Higante yung mga nasa matataas na rank eh. What more with football na I don't think naman na parang height is really something that is a necessity. Kumbaga, for as long as we're agile and we have the footwork and we have the endurance and we're fast and quick. And like what King said, yung merong confidence to really handle the ball as compared to passing it to someone else. I think we can also be successful in football for sure. Pero again, that's another story for a different time.
Yes.
Wala pa nga tayo sa ganong mentality and level, skill-wise and mentality-wise.
So dapat yun, mas ma-develop talaga. And at the same time, support from even from the private sectors, I guess.
Sectors, oo.
Yeah.
Totoo. I agree.
Yun.
Anyway.
Okay.
Grabe.
Natahimik ko
Sarap ng
kasi
sports,
sinesearch ko na yung statistics eh.
Yeah.
Oo.
Pare malayo tayo sa football. Nasa 133 tayo.
Wow,
man.
Sobra.
Oo. Ang
Out of the
layo.
plus siguro yan.
Grabe, no? Again, it's
highest ranking natin was 111 during the kainitan siguro ito ng ASCALs na 2018.
2018. Okay.
For FIBA, tama ka. 34 ba yung sabi mo? Philippine.
Nasa 30s, yes.
34.
Nasa 30. So,
Yep.
mataas na yan. I think this is the highest that we've gotten sa FIBA basketball in terms of ranking. Pero, alam mo yun, we cannot be higher. We cannot go any higher if we're not able to properly and consistently get that kind of program that would really propel us to new heights basketball wise. Kaya I know yung issue about the Tab Baldwin, about the politics, SBP and all that. Guys, kung meron mang audience dito na nanonood who is part of that, we are appealing to you guys. Isipin nyo ang Pilipino, isipin nyo ang Pilipinas. Supportahan natin yung mga players natin and let's get the best of the best, man. I mean, let's not just stick to kakatapos lang ng PBA season tapos in a few weeks time FIBA na. Tara na, training na tayo. I mean, 3 weeks, that's not enough. That's why I believe na yung mga college players natin should be given an opportunity to be a part of the Gilas program.
Gilas.
By the way, shout out to UP for being UAAP champions since 86.
Congratulations,
Yes,
UP.
Congratulations to
Yes.
UP, diba? And of course,
Yeah.
Erwin M. Congrats to our fellow buddy here in Tivoli, si Louis Sangalang. Champion naman ng Mapua. Second
Mapua.
2 times na sa NCAA. So, second in a row. Bigyan ng mga NCAA and mga UAP players ng chance. Yun ang isang ko din, masasuggest ko sa SBP. I'm not sure how they're gonna do it, but man, I mean, this basketball thing is a disaster for the Philippines, and it should really be a way for us to unite and talagang kailangan mag-improve drastically ng program. Pero naman NBA lang laging pinapanood natin if you want quality solid basketball, you really watch the NBA. You watch the superstars of the NBA. And I hope that Kai Soto gets to that promised land.
To that
and not
level,
just be a bench player. I'm talking about role player or probably starting 5 NBA NBA quality level.
Parang yung story.
Yeah, oo, ganon.
Oh. Kasi I remember I think the Chinese are one of the pioneers. Asia in terms of getting their players to the NBA. And we obviously know for a fact na hindi ganun kaganda rin yung mga stories When I say hindi maganda, it's because hindi talaga sila nabibigyan ng chance din to play. Very, very limited minutes. Kung hindi segundo lang, baka mataas na yung 1 minute or 2 minutes maximum. And that's obviously something that we don't want to happen to Kai as well. Yun yung isa sa I think na parang hesitations ni Johnny A during that time nung 90s He didn't want to have that kind of experience. Walang opportunity to really show your skill set. And sana si Kai, yun nga, itaas pa niya yung level niya, improve pa niya yung sarili niya para magkaroon siya ng magandang story in the NBA. Not just getting drafted or getting to an NBA team, but to really have that playing time that he really wants or he really deserves, right? By the way, pala siya kanina. There's news that he trained with the Orlando Magic. Nasa training camp siya ng Orlando Magic earlier today. So even prior to the draft, and Orlando, by the way, just so you guys know, is the number 1 pick in terms of lottery sa draft this year. Number 1 ng Orlando Magic. Yes.
Number 1 pick pa si Kai Soto?
Sana.
pero just so you know guys, ang dami din malalaki si Orlando ngayon. They have 3 centers. So I don't know. Parang kulang sa kanila is either shooting guard or power forward, I think.
Power
They need a shooter. Definitely they need a shooter.
Diba the guy who I'm not sure if you guys saw the slam dunk contest early this year. Pero 'di ba yung player who wore Timberlands to dunk is part of the Orlando Magic, Cole Anthony, the son of Greg Anthony. Yeah, former NBA player din yung dad niya. Pare, he wore Timberlands. Tapos dumunk siya. I mean, ang hirap nga suotin ng Timberlands, 'di ba? Ang bigat ng
Yeah.
Timberlands, but he was able to dunk the ball. Anyway, naalala ko lang kasi, or we're talking about the Orlando Magic. Anyway,
But I
um,
think si Kai
what
Soto
else?
also trained with the New York Knicks, I think. Marami nabasa ako nun before. He
Oh,
was
New York. Okay.
sa New York. So,
Possible.
Yan ang gusto ko.
Actually, the athletic trainer actually of New York Knicks is a Pinoy. Erwin din ang name niya.
Oh, okay.
Yan, Erwin.
Erwin din pala.
Ako pwede
Okay.
na rin ako
Yeah.
kung mag-Miami Heat siya, di ba? Dahil sa Pinoy connection na naman.
Right.
Oh.
Spoelstra. Coach
yeah,
Spoelstra.
yeah. Actually, magaling talaga
Speaking of-
mag-develop ng players
Oh.
si Spoelstra.
Mm-hmm.
Si
He has like
Spoelstra,
5
no?
undrafted players, I think 4 or 5.
For undrafted din? Talaga?
Speaking of Coach Eric Spoelstra, is he like pure Filipino or half na rin siya? Like dad niya siguro or kasi yung features niya mukhang Pilipino talaga eh. Like mukhang purong Pinoy eh. I'm not sure if to our audience yung nanonood sa atin.
I-google na ni King yan.
Mm.
Purong Pinoy ba si Eric Spoelstra or probably dad niya yung
Ano sabi
American?
ni Wikipedia?
Google says. Google says.
Ano sabi King ni Wikipedia? Sure ba siya?
Pure breed.
Wala pa. Loading.
Oo,
ba?
Kailangan ko yatang magtanggal muna na stream yan para medyo mabagal.
Ito.
Is he pure Pinoy? That's I know he's Pinoy, but I'm not sure if it's pure Pinoy.
Mhm.
Yun ang inaano natin dito eh. Yun yung pinopoint
mother
natin dito eh.
Mother yung Filipino.
Mother.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah,
So, ang
yeah.
tatay is Americano. I see. Pero yung features, in fairness, Spoelstra doesn't look like purely American or, I mean, yung white, if that's the perfect description. Mukha siyang Pilipino talaga eh, based on his, on his features eh.
Looks, features.
Yeah.
Ikaw naman, meron
Oo.
talaga kami mga ganito na parang mga Eric Spoelstra. Alam mo lang, di ba? Mukhang Pilipino, pero Amerikano talaga.
Iyo. Ay, nako. Jalen Green pare. Jalen Green, ano yun eh. Ayun naman, I don't really see the Filipino in him. Unlike
Clarkson.
who's that other player pero Japanese
Jordan.
naman, si Hachimura. No, Hachimura. The eyes are Japanese. Pero everything else is Americano, di ba?
Americano.
African American eh. So, si Jalen Green, hindi ko kasi makita yung Pinoy features eh. Even si Clarkson eh, hindi mo rin masyado makita yung Pinoy features. Well, for as long as they're Filipino. I mean, who am I to judge, right?
Si Clarkson, bro, pag napanood mo yung Carlsberg commercial yata yun, makikita mo yung mata niya at Pinoy. Doon ko
Alam, kinaalala ko
nakita na Pinoy.
Alala.
Kasi yung Carlsberg commercial that was the Carlsberg commercial, that was the height of him playing for the country eh. Yun yung sobrang init ng topic about is he gonna play? Is he not gonna play? What? Diba? And then suddenly he played. So, pero alam mo, naalala ko, speaking of Jordan Clarkson, pare sobrang sama nung outing natin during the Asian Games, no? Because that was the time that he played, right? Asian Games. And but I think during that time he was still improving, developing. Tapos syempre yung contract niya with the Lakers, he's trying to secure it. That's why he really wasn't I felt that based on how I was watching him during that time, I felt that he wasn't really all out, no? Parang very safe yung mga galaw. But he was scoring it. I mean, no one can stop him. So naisip ko lang, what more if all out na siya and talagang giving his best for the country. Galing siguro ni Jordan Clarkson talaga. Anyway.
Sir, medyo safe si Google kasi sabi niya kay Jalen Green, Filipino descent, di ba? Tapos wala siyang mention of mother or father. So, I guess lola niya.
Okay. Edit natin yan. I-edit natin yan.
Speaking of sports, Chino?
Dagdagan ng information yan.
Speaking of sports, Chino, tuloy na natin? TNC Sport?
Oo nga eh. Ito na, sports na yung pinag-uusapan natin. Parang ano na to eh. Parang first take na to eh.
Preview na to eh, no?
Preview na to eh.
If you guys were watching, we're officially launching TNT Sports. Yung may statement? No. Okay. Sorry.
Applicable talaga yung first part, the views, opinions of the host. Blah, blah, blah. Ay, nako. Pero yeah, let's talk about that offline, Erwin. But
yeah.
I mean, that's a promising, project to have here for TNC. And syempre, ipapala rin tayo na, to be a part of that show. Why not, diba? Masarap pag-usapan ng sports kasi Pinoy, we love sports in general.
We love
right?
sports.
It's not just basketball, but almost every sport we love it. Yeah, any kind of sport we love it. So, pastime natin mga Pilipino yan eh.
Malay mo ma-invite tayo sa All-Star game.
Uy, yun ang maganda. Diba? Ano yan, PBA? PBA All-Star game ba yan?
PBA muna tayo.
Start with UAAP and CAA.
Kaliga po sa Mandaluyong.
PBA muna tayo.
Intercity.
Guys, in behalf of Realities, yes, I'm supporting you guys, Erwin Manansala and Chino Horo.
Chino, yes.
To come up with this.
Tuloy niyo yan dalawa. Tuloy niyo na yan.
Kahit Win Within supports it.
Yes.
I'll give you sponsors for that show.
Uy!
Yun. Uy!
Narinig mo ba yun, Erwin M? Sponsors daw.
Go.
Yung gawin natin yan. Again, it's fun to talk about sports. Pastime ng mga Pinoy ito, and this is something that also kumbaga lets us veer away from our stressful work week. Every day we talk about sports. Aminin na natin yan. Kahit na it doesn't have to be basketball. Kahit na ibang sport yan, we talk about sports. We love it. So having that kind of show in TNC would really be super duper amazing. So again, let's talk offline and see kung anong pwede natin magawa about the potential show.
May nag-chat. Sabi KP Shoes is interested in TNC Sports.
Oy!
Hindi nga. Steer yata yun eh.
Akala ko Mighty Kid.
Alvin Patrimonial, KP. Yes.
Mighty Kid.
KP. Pare, official official shoes ng PBA pare nung 80s and 90s. KP, di ba? I remember. KP, alam ko, ang nag-manage yan at some point was Adidas, Philippines eh. Kaya yung quality ng KP before, maayos. So, kasi Adidas Philippines ang nag-ayos niyan. So, I'm not sure if there's still KP. Wala na yata ng KP ngayon, ano?
Wala na.
Pero KP was really respectable during that time. At saka pare, Hanford. Baka Hanford.
Kasi I remember meron yung PBA import is Billy Ray Bates, di ba? I think nagkaroon siya ng KP, di ba? KP line.
KP line,
may kasunod na chat si Burlington Sacks. Also interested.
Charcoal sacks.
Charcoal.
Uy,
May
speaking of
kasalan, may kasalan.
sponsorships, naalala ko tuloy si Terence Romeo pala is Anta, no?
Anta.
There is actually a shoe line.
Oh, yeah,
Di
yeah,
ba Clay
yeah.
Thompson is Anta? Terence Romeo has his own Anta shoe line. Parang lupit, di ba? I
Talaga?
mean, for a
Talaga?
Filipino professional player to have his own shoe line with Anta, I'm not sure if it's a shoe line or meron talaga siyang PE,
PE, oh.
sarili niyang shoes. But, I
Mhm.
mean, pero just
Still.
for, you
Yeah.
can just imagine someone, a Filipino professional player having, your own sponsored
Mhm.
shoes. I mean, that's cool, right? That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Um, Pero alam mo isang nami-miss ko, speaking of ito, we're talking about shoes at equipment naman. Ang nami-miss ko dito pare, yung Nike sana na sponsorship ni Pacquiao.
Mm.
Remember during the time that he was carrying Nike? Although ngayon anta na si Pacquiao eh.
Anta na siya.
Naalala ko
Oh,
lang,
yes.
parang
Anta,
sayang
anta.
na nawala siya sa Nike eh. I mean, ang ganda ng apparel kasi niya nung time na yun eh and it's so proud, nakaka-proud eh to see Nike having apparels of the MP logo
MP.
or Manny Pacquiao
MP.
stuff. That's really nakakaano. Tumatawa. Ano to? Sorry, natawa ako sa chat yan.
Oo nga.
Oh, by the way, speaking of shoutout pala dun sa shoutout dun sa former na guest ko sa season 2 si si Federico Moreno, the son of Kuya Germs. Na guest
Oo.
ko yan nung isang sa season 2. So
Season
shoutout to
1.
you, man. Oh, anyway, walang tulungan kasi sabi ni Kim. Magkano oras ba tayo dito?
Pare may direktor pa ba
Anyway.
tayo?
Oo nga eh. Okay pa si
Tayo na
Derek
lang
eh.
to.
Pero di live pa tayo. Magdadalawang
Naka-live
oras
pa
na
tayo
tayo.
eh.
Oh, tinulugan na
Dalawang
ata
oras
tayo ni
na
Direk
natin.
Direk.
Hindi, alam mo guys, naka-alarm si Derek. Naka-alarm yan. Pagka mga 1 hour 57. See, tigilan na natin itong mga na to. Tama na itong mga to. Ang tapagil na nito. But anyway, guys, it's a pleasure to be part of the show and to be with you guys talking about sports, talking about lifestyle and all that. Because remember, we are celebrating TNC's
2
second
years.
anniversary. 2 years in the biz. We started during the pandemic. Tayo, Apple, Irwin, and all that. I mean, this is really a platform that was provided to all of us hosts. And again, naka-reach tayo ng sobrang daming tao. Like what Irwin, you said, dami nating friends na na-develop and na-establish, di ba? Just because of TNC. And siguro, if we can, hear from everybody, parang your thoughts, some words, um, uh, in relation to your relationship with TNC and your message to TNC moving forward. Because I'm pretty sure this is not gonna be the last time magpo-progress pa tong si TNC eh. Hindi lang year 3, year 4. Kung pwedeng 50 years, why not, di ba? So, Oy, Nez! Ma'am
Yan.
Humabol pa
Eastwood.
si Ma'am
Diba?
Gusto mo pumasok, Nes, mag-ano ka, live selling.
Yeah. So anyway, any words for TNC as we celebrate our second year, our second anniversary? Siguro let's start with Mr. Win within himself. Erwin
Yes,
Ursua.
okay. Yes, win within. So me, I'm very, very grateful to know, of course, Kutokai Irwin and the Apple. Thank you very much for providing a platform such like this. TNC. Yes, as Chino said, this started during the pandemic, but as we know, we are almost going back to a new normal that they're saying, and as we go to the new normal and we go to the future, I know TNC will also evolve. So, and I know that it would evolve, expand, and at the same time encourage others to be or to encourage others to watch the shows, and at the same time have more shows, because we will definitely engage also other people who would like to host their own shows here. So cheers to TNC. Cheers to the 2 years of TNC and more years to come. Yes, more power to TNC. Win-win.
Yon. Thank you, Erwin. All right. How about the King Man himself? Si Mr. Realty Realities. King, any words for TNC?
Ako, if there's one of the few things that's good about the pandemic, this is the birth of the new channel. Well, kalagitnaan to, di ba?
Right.
Erwin,
Yes.
Apple, di ba? Kalagitnaan ng pandemya, people didn't know what COVID was. People didn't know how long it would take. But you guys took the risk, and kami, the hosts, were very thankful that you did, because it is an avenue for us to express ourselves, to express our specializations, coaching, sports, and after shift, law, what have you, whatever topic there is to talk about that we as experts can tell the people. You've given us a platform for that, so we're very thankful. Just moving forward, nakita ko na kanina eh. Sabi ko siguro lalabas ako, at hindi man ako kagandahan nung ah, nung lady who's hosting the pre-selo, 'di ba, sa TV.
Right.
Malamang, 'di ba? Susubukan ko with all my strength and with all my talents to also feature the different properties, beautiful properties that's out there in the Philippines, and talk not just on Zoom, but not just on StreamYard, but talk to them personally, the real estate professionals, the developers, so that we can share. Mas intimate kasi, di ba? Mas intimate, talking to them face to face. But still,
Yes.
Right.
using the new channel as the only means for us to reach out to the audience that we want to reach out. And we're not just talking about the Philippines here. We're talking about the world.
The
So watch
world.
out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, what can I say? I mean, again, the new channel has always been, siguro, I would say my own comfort zone, simply because um, this all felt spontaneous and natural to me. I've never done this. I've never done having an actual video, an actual show. Puro kami podcast lang to do this, no? Is really something that I will never forget. It's an unforgettable experience. And the channel, or it says it says it all. The new channel, no? Ibig sabihin, there's always going to be something new. There's always going to be something fresh. I mean, like what oh, I'm so amazed with what, let's say, for example, King is doing for TNC. Dude, if you go to a certain, if you browse through your TV, go through some of the channels, will you be able to see a show that actually features you know different properties and whatnot? Pare, wala eh. That's why isa sa mga things na very grateful ako about TNC is that na even yung playing field when it comes to being able to show content, na before it was just the big players who's able to direct, shoot, and provide content. Now, even normal people like us can also do it. Can also share our
Yes.
content. Can also share our expertise, like what you guys have said earlier. So that's the reason as to why TNC, regardless if meron akong naka season break ako ngayon, or meron akong past shows or previous episodes. I mean, it's always going to be a part of me wherever I go. And it's something that I do hope that a lot of people get to recognize and get to be a part of also, because you will not get to see this kind of experience anywhere else. Yung sinabi ko dun sa quote ko, this is a trailblazing company, a trailblazing opportunity for everybody, and I wish everyone nothing but the best. Cheers to you guys. Cheers to everybody in TNC for doing a great job, okay, the past 2 years. So, tataas ko ulit yung aking coffee cup at mag-cheers ako ulit sa inyo simply because of my respect and love to each one of you.
Yun.
Yun.
Sa lagay na yan, season break ka pa pala, pare. Madalas namin makita ka sa TNC. No? Kung hindi lang naman
Parang hindi na season break
no?
Anyway,
Yan.
Erwin
Yan.
Erwin,
Sa
Erwin,
Yeah. Sa akin, I would like to thank
any
all of
message for
the
TNC?
I would like to thank all of the hosts, all of our content creators who have been trusting TNC to show, to give inspiration to all of our supporters, to all of our fans, to give information, like for example, kay King about realties, kay Chino about after office experience, inspiration kay Tukayo and coaching. I'm happy to learn na not just friendship na build kundi businesses like kay Tukayo na nag-reach out sa kanya asking for coaching mentorship, 'di ba? So I'm happy to know that TNC was a channel to connect with these people. So thank you guys for trusting us, for trusting TNC, and for all of our viewers, for all of our fans, supporters. Um, 2 years has marami na nagawa ng 2 years, pero we're bringing out more content, more shows, and more years to come in TNC. So cheers everyone.
Cheers.
See, and more years to come.
Yes.
Nice. Thank you so much, Erwin. And
Thank you guys.
I hope meron ako isang wish. Sana next time magawa natin tong show na to na nasa isang venue tayo. I think it would be crazy, man. It would be crazy.
Yeah, oo.
Crazy good if we get to do this kind of show na magkakasama tayo. Parang
Yes.
parokya ni Edgar style, we're in there's drinks, puro tawanan, and we're with other hosts. Masaya siguro na. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's talk about that offline, but that would be something great to do.
Yan yung sinasabi ko sa misis ko kasi parang katawa-tawa na ganito, nag-cheers tayo ng virtual
Diba? Iba
Cheers
pagka-cheers.
na.
But the reminder, pare.
Yep, we'll do that for sure. So again, this is we're still in our week-long celebration of TNC's second anniversary on social media to the world. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us for 2 hours and 3 minutes na nandito sa StreamYard ko. I hope that you guys catch the other shows and the other specials that we have in store for you. But for now, Jam at Home is about to sleep already. Again, maraming salamat, and stay safe, everybody. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Night.
Bye, guys.
Ay, good morning.
Bye.
Good morning.
Good morning na.
Tulog.
Good morning.
Tulog na. Tulog na.
Tulog na. Good morning na. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye. Good.